Today we are here to exchange our knowledge on grammar topic, which is very important among different grammar list topics. That is active voice and passive voice. So we all know, but and here we are here to exchange the knowledge about that particular topic. So don't fail to share your experiences or your knowledge with all of us. And we are all teachers. We know very well about grammar, but here we have to exchange. We have to exchange the knowledge and our experiences. We have to add some more appropriate examples. So, thank you, and I'm welcoming you all as well as today's host, our senior faculty in English subject, as well as he's the sole companion of Share platform. I feel very happy to see him as a host after a long gap, and this is session number 108. So, thank you, sir, and welcome you, and over to you, sir.
Good evening, all of you, and welcome to our today's session. Of course, here our main business is improving our speaking skills. That is true. And in that task, we need improve our grammar points also, because these grammar topics are like tools. When we are well versed with all the grammar topics, we can express ourselves effectively so that the others can understand it easily and we can drive the point home. Of course, actually, voice, it is an age-old topic. Nothing new about that. But sometimes it is just like brushing, going through it again. Basically, voice is the mood of the verb. It tells the relation of the subject to the action that is done in the sentence. To say active voice means subject, verb, object, the general construction of the sentence. When the subject is active, or when the subject does something, or the subject is the doer of that action, that sentence is said to be in active voice. Of course, before displaying the slides as a material, I would like to brief you about that. For example, I play chess. We all know I, subject, play, verb, chess. Here, I, that is the subject, that is active. I play chess. So, that sentence is an active voice. When we change it into passive voice, chess is played by me. And here, chess is the subject, and that is not active. The basic difference is, in the first sentence, the subject does something, and in the second sentence, something is done to the subject. That is the basic difference. And now, as we can see there in the slide, voice is of two types, active voice and passive voice. Voice is the mood or the characteristic of a verb that tells the relation of the subject to the action in the sentence. to make it simple. It tells whether the subject is the doer or something is done to the subject. And the active voice, when the subject performs the action, we call it active voice. Here, one sentence is given. Jim sold a bike. And second sentence, Mohan caught a bird. In both the sentences, subjects are active. Like in the first sentence, Jim sold a bike. Here, the verb is sold. If we ask, of course, the displaying sheet is maybe it is very lengthy. Don't worry, I will explain everything in a simple way. Of course, for some of you, I think it may not be legible. Okay. Hello?
Please, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, in the first sentence, Jim sold a bike. Second sentence, Mohan caught a bird. In both the sentences, subjects are active. That means subjects are the doers of the action. So, that is called active voice sentences. If we see them in passive voice, a bike was sold by Jim. And respectively, a bird was caught by Mohan. And here, the basic rule is, in the first sentence, Jim is the inactive voice, Jim is the subject. When it comes to passive voice, the subject becomes object. Okay, here in passive voice, a bike was sold by Jim. Here, subject is a bike. But here, the subject, it does not do anything. It is inactive or passive, or something is done to the subject. The same in the second sentence also. A bird was caught by Mohan. So, in the second sentence also, the subject is inactive or passive, or the action done by the agent reflected or affected the subject. So, we call it as a passive voice. And now, we have some more examples here to observe. See the first one. We listen. We listen means here the subject is we. And the subject does the action of listening. We listen. So, this is active voice. And in the second sentence, okay, I think this is the time we have to go for the second slide. Okay, no problem. We are listened. Okay, in the first sentence, we listen. That means if we make it a full sentence, we can say, we listen to music, or we listen patriotic songs, whatever it may be. Here, we, which is the subject, is doing the action. Whereas in the second sentence, we are listened. If we observe the full sentence, we are listened by someone if we complete it. Here, again, we is not doing anything. The subject is inactive. So, we call it as a passive voice. And another sentence, I call here. Active voice. If we change it into passive voice, it should be, he is called by me. And one more sentence is, I am called. It means that I am called by someone. So again, it is in passive voice. Now, let us see some general rules for changing active voice into passive voice. First thing, okay, one more thing is only transitive verbs have passive voice. Transitive verb means a verb which takes an object. There are so many types of verbs. Only transitive verbs can be changed into passive voice. Okay, the first rule, subject, verb and object. While changing an active voice sentence into passive voice, the first thing is the object in the active voice will be the sentence in the subject in the passive voice. Object is changed to subject. And then the next and important thing is choosing the helping verb. To say, for any grammar topic, thorough knowledge of tenses is essential. While in passive voice, the key point is choosing the helping verb. We have to consider two things. That is, first, the number of the subject. Number means nothing but whether the sentence is singular or plural. That is one thing. The second one is the tense of the given sentence. To say, here, I call him. If we observe the sentence, I call him. Call is simple present tense. Him is changed to he. He is. Here, choosing is important. Because here the subject is third person singular, he. So, is. Is the present tense form. And I need not tell you, is the present tense form. And the past tense for is was. And V3, been. These are called B form verbs. B form verbs because they are derivatives of be. Is, am, are. So, the first rule is the object in the active voice, it becomes the subject in the passive voice. And then we have to choose the helping verb. We have to consider two things for choosing this. First, the number of the subject, whether it is singular or plural. The second one is the tense of the given sentence. And the third one, the subject in the active voice becomes object in the passive voice. And then in most of the sentences, we use a by phrase, by phrase. And of course, we have to observe that many sentences, they don't take by. There are so many other words to be used. It depends on the verb used in that sentence. And in some cases, we omit the by phrase. There are certain conditions. To say, if we observe the sentence, he was arrested. And here he is the subject, was the past tense, and arrested. No agent is mentioned, because here the agent or the doer or the object is obvious. And clearly one can understand. He was arrested by the police. And in such condition, in such sentences, the agent is omitted, because it is clear. Without that also, you can understand it clearly. That is one thing. And there is no need to say by the police. And the second sentence, a robbery was done in the city. A robbery was done in the city. By whom, it was not mentioned. Because it is a robbery, and everyone can understand that the robbery was done by the robbers or the thieves. So, in such conditions, we skip or omit. We need not use by. And one more sentence. Heavy rains are expected. By whom? In general, by the public or by the people. Next one. Criminals will be punished. And here the agent is obvious, by the court. And every good action will be rewarded. So, we need not mention that will be rewarded by the God. So, to sum up, the basic difference between an active voice sentence and passive voice sentence is, in active voice, the subject is active, or the subject does something, or the doer of the action. We say that is an active voice. Whereas in passive voice, something is done to the subject, or the subject is affected by the action of the agent. So that is the basic difference. And now, the basic rules are, the subject in active voice becomes object in passive voice. That is first thing. And considering 2 points, the number of the subject, whether singular or plural, and the tense, we have to choose the helping word. Third one, main verb in passive voice always take V3. V3 means a past participle. And we all know conjugation of verb. Conjugation of verb means V1, V2, V3. Present tense, past tense, and a past participle. When it comes to tenses, that is different. Tenses are 3: present, past, and future tense. But conjugation of verb is different: present tense, past tense, and past participle. And here, as we know very well, past participle is not a tense itself, and it can be used in any tense. So we often use past participle. So this is the basic information about voice. Of course, as usual, to attempt any grammar topic, we must be very thorough with some basic things. All these grammar topics are interrelated or interconnected. For example, kinds of sentences. Kinds of sentences are four, and tenses. While handling voice, one must be very thorough with the kinds of sentences and tenses. Then only one can handle easily. So now, I strongly believe that actually this is not a teaching class. This is just sharing our ideas. Whatever it may be, teaching is not one way. It should be a two-way method. So, I would like to know something from your side. We already discussed some points. And I think most of you are teachers or learned people here. If you are a learner, you can try to express yourself. If you are a good teacher or professor with great knowledge, you can advise me. If you think it will be useful. Now, I would like to know from something from your side. After that, we can go into the next thing. Rambab sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Would you like do you have any doubts regarding this content, what we have listened and what sir has taught? Yeah, and Shiv Prakash or whoever they may be, if we discuss, if we have a small interaction over this small content, then sir will go on into another.
Yeah, anything, sir.
Yeah, anything.
Some active participants, because this is active passive voice discussion. So the participants also must be active.
Active, not in passive.
Yeah, anything and everything can be the topic.
Okay. Yeah, anyone, and you may. Yeah, please.
So why we cannot always avoid this agent, sir? Sometimes only we avoid this agent by the police. Sometimes only we can always avoid this like this, sir.
Not always, sir. But when the agent is clear, that means the thief was arrested by the police. It is obvious, clear. And sometimes when the agent is not known, like my purse has been stolen, we don't know who has stolen our purse, so we don't know the agent. Sometimes the agent is unnecessary, it is not important. In such conditions, we skip the object, sir. Not always.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome.
Perfect answer. Yes. Any? And we have to share one another. So, Shaji sir, we'd like to listen something from you.
Thank you, Rambhav sir. Prasad sir, nice meeting you on this platform again after a long time.
Yeah. Happy to see you, sir.
Prasad sir, please tell us on which context we use passive voice. That is what the Shiv Prasad sir has asked just now, of course. We do not use passive voice often in our language or in conversation or writings.
Yeah.
What are the context in which we use passive voice sentences generally?
Passive voice means, sir, generally passive voice is used in newspaper headings, sir. And also, when we are a bystander, generally when we watch something from a distance without taking active part, we use passive voice, sir. That means we are not active, not taking active part. And that too, and especially in news headings, we see passive voice. That too, they don't take helping verbs also, sir. For example, the power plant inaugurated. They mention like that. Actually, it should be the power plant was inaugurated. Instead, they say the power plant inaugurated, or the Prime Minister, the inaugural stone was laid, like that. That is my idea, sir. And I think if you can add something more to that.
Okay. That is what you say is very correct, sir. We generally use passive voice in government orders or whatever the official confirmation.
Yeah.
So whenever we make such kind of official confirmation or official statements, we make passive voice. And apart from that, as you have just stated that, we do use passive voice often when we do not want to mention the agent.
Yeah,
Or
when
when
that
the
is
agent
unimportant.
Yes, whenever the agent is unimportant,
Yeah.
or whenever the doer is not to be mentioned, or whenever the doer is well known, or whenever it is necessary, such kind of sentences are to be certainly be used in passive voice.
Yes,
We
sir.
do not use all sentences in passive voice. Whenever we make those sentences in passive voice, it should be careful that the agent must be obviously known, or it is may not be mentioned, or unimportant to mention. So as you just said
Yes, sir.
that,
Yeah.
my purse has been stolen. When we do not know who it was, who was taken it or who was stolen it, we generally say that my purse
Right,
has
sir.
been stolen. So thank you so
Okay.
much, sir. Very
Yeah.
good.
When our main focus is on the doer of the action, we use active voice, sir.
Yes. That is the fact to be mentioned. Generally, the people do make a lot of confusion, Prasad sir. What I have observed is that people who have in-depth knowledge about active voice and passive voice, even whenever we take these demos of teachers, or when we come across explanation about teachers, they do follow this grammatical explanation which are being given in some of the grammar books like Renan Martin or high school grammar books, and it is a bit confusing description about active and passive voice. Actually, we can make it very simple, as you just stated that what is active voice? When you write a sentence, if the subject is active, such sentences are called active voice. What is passive voice?
Saji sir, one more point I would like to quote here.
Yes.
There is a saying in English, sir. We all know that. See, when we cannot explain something in the easiest possible way, it means that we don't know it clearly. First, whoever teaches, he must have thorough knowledge, sir. See, for example, before teaching active passive voice, we have to make sure that the learners are aware of kinds of sentences.
Yes.
Tenses, thorough knowledge of tenses. Without that, it is not possible. Without knowing what is singular and plural, one cannot attempt any grammar topic. So then we have to follow in a systematic way. First, kinds of sentences, then tenses, then identifying the subject and verb. If we go in a systematic way, easily we can drive the point home, sir.
Yes. Try to have come across such kind of explanation from teachers or well-learned people. To make it times a bit confusing to the students as well as other people who are listening to you. But today you have made it very simple. What is active voice? What is passive voice? It is very clear from the definition itself that what is active voice. And
sir, usually when we are taking up a class in the presence of people like you, we must be doubly careful, sir.
No, I asked one of the teachers, sir, please tell me what is voice first.
Yeah.
That is a typical question generally. Why the teacher has been teaching for a long time, and of course I do not deny he doesn't have knowledge, but when generally we forget when we teach about active voice and passive voice, what is voice?
Yes,
that
sir.
is to be mentioned first. I hope
we have to hit the nail on the head, sir, rather than beating around the bush.
Yes, beating around the bush can also be always confusing. And generally, as you stated, that people who do not have what we call distinction knowledge about the subject, they do go from pillar to post or beat around the bush.
Yes.
I convince us that totally get confused.
Yeah. Of course, there are many learned people also, sir. In most of the cases, it happens so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever they try to explain in their own terms and conditions, sometimes the things go awry. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Anyway, it's very good, Professor. Your experience has been well reflected here today because you made it very simple. That is what I have been observing absolutely how the things are going to, because people do generally make a sentence. The subject changes to object. Am I right?
Yes.
While we are converting active voice to passive voice, actually there is no such kind of change. Only replacement has been taking place there. If you observe very carefully,
Yeah.
you can see that the subject becomes object. Actual definition is replacement. In the recent one of the grammar books, what I have learned or read it is that we cannot make such kind of an affirmation actually changing, but it is a
Yes, sir.
replacement. The place
Yes.
has been changed. Am I right, sir? Sir?
Right, sir. Both are same, sir, but the only a slight difference in the presentation of the same point.
Yes. I have read in one of the grammar books recently,
Yes, sir.
written by Agarsh Chopra. Of course, he was also a non-grammarian from India.
Yes, sir.
But it may not be very correct to say always changes.
Okay. If I begin my session with a weird sentence like I was forced to leave my job.
Yes.
If I begin my session with that, everybody will be scared. Of course, we have so many learned teachers here, they can manage. But when it comes to learners, it is highly impossible because we have to supply the subject there, or we have to replace, as you said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, of course, it makes these kind of debates to make understand others, because we are all teachers.
Yes, sir.
And the profession of teaching such that it shall be easy for us to convince the students, or while we are talking with other people,
Yes.
how can we make it more easier, since we have all knowledge in our own limits and concepts.
Yeah.
When we share our knowledge, that can be helpful to each other. That is my intention. We do
Yes, sir. True, sir.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing is, there are, of course, even though we have thorough knowledge, there are always so many things beyond our knowledge. I think so, sir.
A lot of things which is beyond.
Yeah, a lot of things.
There are critical sentence even in English which can never be easily be converted into passive voice, such as recently I happened to come across a book in which one of the sentences was that I want to consult a doctor. I want to consult a doctor. This was the sentence. I had a bit of confusion over it, and of course I could do that later, but seems to be a bit amazing. Am I right?
Yeah, that is 2 plus infinitive. That might have confused you.
Yeah. But actually the answer was given in such a way. I wanted to be consulted a doctor. Generally, we do make such kind of replacements. Am I right?
Wow.
I want to consult a doctor. A doctor is wanted to be consulted. That is not the answer.
It sounds awkward.
Yes.
Sounds awkward. It sounds awkward also.
Consulted a doctor. I want to consult a doctor.
Sir, like that, if we say use let with imperatives. Generally, we tell them use let with imperatives. But whereas if we say keep left, when it comes to keep left, if I say let the left be kept, it sounds awkward.
It sounds bad, of course. You are asked,
Yeah.
or you are commanded, or you are advised.
Requested. That can say there sometimes we have to use our sense, or common sense.
Yes, that is what generally happens in the case of active voice and passive voice, though it is a grammatical
Yes, sir.
concept. It goes beyond our intention. And as you said,
Yeah,
we have to use our common sense.
Shaji sir, you said some sentence that is, I wanted to consult a doctor.
I want. No, it was in simple present. I want to consult a doctor.
What is the passive voice for that, sir?
I wanted a doctor to be consulted. I wanted
a doctor to be consulted. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is a bit confusing sentence for even, though I could do it later, but it has it require a lot of pondering over it.
Yes, sir. Another problem is, sir, if we keep away 1 month or 2 months from active classroom teaching,
Yes.
Everything will be slowed down, sir. That is another problem. Always we have to do one thing or the other. Otherwise, we cannot.
Yes. And people do forget using a lot of sentence in passive voice while we are conversating or while we are making a lot of conversation. But if you're good
Yes,
at
sir.
it, topics, certainly
Mm.
English is going to be improvised.
Yes, sir.
That is also to be taken care about. You must be good at passive voice and active voice because it's an integral part of grammar concept. And
Yes.
when we are good at it, it can also help you to become a good speaker, as well as
Yes,
good
sir.
writers, especially good writers, as well as good articles, good editorials. You may come across that they are especially made of lot of passive voice sentences. Am I right, sir? Prasad sir?
Right, sir.
Okay, Prasad sir, please go on with your explanation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your participation, sir. Welcome. Okay. Now I think it is better to go for the next slide.
Sir, another one, sir. Question.
Yeah. What is that?
I want to go to school, sir. Otherwise I went to school.
That is intransitive verb. No passive voice for that.
Intransitive, sir.
Yeah. Only transitive verbs have passive voice.
Passive voice. We cannot change.
Yeah. For example, you say, I go to temple every day. I go to temple every day. No passive voice. And now let us see. See, our next slide is simple present tense. That means while dealing with the active passive voice, we have to understand the usage of different words in different tenses. For example, to start with simple present tense. If we observe the first sentence, Kiran reads stories. Kiran reads stories. And here, reads, verb is given with yes. This is also important. Because when we add yes or es to a verb, it becomes singular. Generally, these are the things most people get confused. Kiran is the third person singular here, so reads. Kiran reads stories. If we observe the passive voice, stories are read by Kiran. When we change it into passive voice, stories plural, and the given sentence is in present tense. So we have to go for are and read, that is V3 form. All the main verbs, they take V3 in passive voice. Stories are read by Kiran, that is by phrase. And next sentence, he draws a picture. Again, draw with yes. He, third person singular, so draws. A picture is drawn by him. And next, does she sell fruits? Interrogative sentence. Does she sell fruits? If we observe, the passive voice is, are fruits sold by her? Are fruits. Next, does she drive the car? Does she drive the car? Is the car driven by her? Here in active voice, the sentences, interrogative sentences, they begin with does and do. But in passive voice, we used are and is. Are in case of plural and is in case of singular. So we don't use does or do in the passive voice. So in present continuous tense, the easy way to remember is In continuous tenses, verb with the ing form, ing form, is also called participle. That is different matter. In present continuous tense, whenever verb is in ing form, in active voice, we have to use being, B-E-I-N-G, ing, being. If we remember like that, we can do well. She is singing a song. A song is being sung by her because he is singing, being sung. Is he driving the car? Is the car being driven by her? By him, sorry. So, first one is declarative sentence, and the second and third are interrogative sentences. Is she selling flowers? Are flowers being sold by him? And here the important thing is, according to the singular and plural, we have to take the suitable words like is, are, am, like that. So next, present perfect tense. In the present perfect tense, we use has or have. And the important point here, we should know the difference between the uses of has and have. Has is singular, whereas have is plural. And only I is exemption. After I, we use have. Except all other subjects, except I, all other subjects, singular subjects to take has and plural subjects to take have. That is important. She has bought a new pen. A new pen has been bought by her. In perfect tenses, we have to use been, B-E-E-N, been, in passive voice. She has bought new pens. See the difference between the first and second sentence. She has bought a new pen, singular. So, a new pen has been bought by her. Whereas in the second sentence, plural, she has bought new pens, plural. So, new pens have been bought. According to the sentence, we have to choose the right word. And then interrogative sentence. Has she bought new pens? Have new pens been bought by her? Okay. Simple present, present continuous, and present perfect. Here the things to be remembered are in continuous tense, ing and being. We have to remember like that. When we find ing in active voice, we have to use being in passive voice. In perfect tenses, that means present perfect has or have. Has singular, have plural. And in passive voice, we have to use been. And you see, with the table of the simple present, for present perfect continuous, no passive voice. In the present tense, there is passive voice is possible only for three conditions. And simply by observing the information about present tense, we can understand past tense also. If we see the first sentence, Kiran reads. If we change reads into read, that is past tense. So passive voice is stories were. Are is to be changed to were. We know are, were, been. Is, was, been. And am was been. Is, am, are B form verbs. So V3 for these three words is been. And present continuous. She is singing. If we change is into was, she was singing. Past continuous. In passive voice also, a song was being. So in present tense, is, am, or are. If we change was into were, we can get all the conditions in past tense. So declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, and imperatives. We have to follow different patterns according to the kind of the sentence given there. And for past perfect continuous also, there is no passive voice. Okay. Just by understanding the present tense, we can easily understand the past tense conditions also. Then simple future tense. Usha will write a letter. A letter will be written. Will he sell his car? Will his car be sold? See, actually interrogative sentence and declarative sentences. Of course, again in interrogative sentences, there are two types. WH words and yes or no questions. You know the difference. In yes or no questions, if we place the helping verb at the beginning of the sentence, we can change it into interrogative sentence. So in passive voice also, we can follow the same. So simple future. Who will help us? By whom shall we be helped? In active voice, when a question begins with who, in passive voice, we have to use by whom. And then for future continuous, passive voice. Future perfect tense. Mohan will have sung a song. A song will have been sung. Perfect tense, again we have to use been. He will have helped the poor. The poor will have been helped by him. And then we find some sentences with two objects, one direct object and indirect object. Like the teacher asked the boys a question. Here, boys a question direct object and the boys indirect object. When there are two objects in an active voice sentence, the passive voice can be written in two ways. Either of the objects can be taken as a subject. Like a question was asked to the boys by the teacher. The boys were asked. You can begin the sentence with a question or the boys. Imperative sentences. Imperatives means commands, requests, or wishes. Like call him. Call him means it is an order or a command. In such imperatives, we have to take the help of let. Call him. Let him be called. We have to use let and be. Sell the old bike. Let the old bike be sold. So we use let. And then in please imperatives, that means most of the cases in requests. Please help me. You are requested to help me. And if we see another sentence, don't waste time. You are advised not to waste time. Help the poor. Please help the poor. You are advised to help the poor. Okay, this is the basic information about active and passive voice.
Now it's interaction time. I think time
Yeah.
is 9:05.
Yes, sir.
And we'll close the session as possible as fast. And Caesar, really, you have explained in very easy going way these active and passive voices, because we know. But your style of presentation in calm manner, it's really impressive one. So I'm not flattering you, it's true. And I think even in competitive exams, using double objects in a sentences from active into passive. And
Yes.
this is most important, as well as using imperative sentences into active into passive, and
Yes,
the people automatically get confused while they're using interrogative sentences from active into passive. These double objects or imperatives or some, as you mentioned earlier, and it wouldn't find, we can't find agents.
yes,
So
sir.
there also the people will confuse.
Mm.
But even though we have, it's not possible to explain just within 45 minutes. So,
Yes,
but
sir.
you have done your best. So I can say definitely. So really,
Thank you.
sir, thanks for remembering, making the time to remember all these things again, because we have a gap between schools and us. But
Sir,
now,
sir, one thing I want to make,
yeah,
you
please,
see,
please.
I am one of the members in the group, sir.
Uh,
So, if I am active,
uh,
I am an asset to the group.
uh,
If I am passive or
uh.
inactive, I am a liability. I am a liability. Surely, I am a burden to the group. I don't want to be like that, sir.
Okay. Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
sir. Definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
and really, as Saji sir mentioned earlier,
Mm,
and it shows your experience even in your voice modulation or in your presentation style too. It shows that your experience. Really, feel very happy, everyone, and thanks for giving a wonderful presentation
Thank you,
on this
sir. But
particular.
still, my idea is from some of these group members, there are so many things I am trying to learn today, sir. There are so many things to learn.
Sure,
I am
sure.
thinking like
Yeah,
that.
I'll call one by one. I'll call one by one, and we'll take small
Okay, sir.
insights. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Now I would
Thank-
like to call first Suresh Gaur, sir.
Yeah, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. I am Suresh, and it's really great presentation, sir, and it's really a unique presentation. I love it actually. I love your way of speaking, and so though it is a written one, but you made it clear with your words, with your clear clarification. But actually, sir, I have a doubt here,
Yeah,
and
please.
please listen to me. She gave him a gift. So here in this sentence we have two objects.
Yes.
But here my doubt is he was given a gift by her. This is one sentence, passive voice. And another one is a gift was given him by her, or a gift was given to him by her. Can
To
we
him by
add two preposition here?
to him by her.
To him by her.
Yeah.
But even I have noticed in some books, sir, a gift was given him by her. This is also correct. But
Yeah,
what about your clarification on this?
you can take it for granted, sir. In some books we do find answers like that.
Yes.
But you see, when it as teachers, when it comes to us, we better. I think my personal idea is you better use two.
Yes. To give him a clarity to student.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And only this doubt I have, but the session was really beautiful, sir. Really beautiful. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call Gautam Pal, sir. Yeah, I think he has joined in the middle of the session, but we must take his.
Not,
Yes.
not in the middle. I'm not that much fortunate today that I could attend from the beginning. But
Yeah.
whatever I got, I'm feeling very fortunate as well as unfortunate, because ever since I joined, whichever the most doubtable thing for me, it got cleared by Prasad sir. That is for your advice, because I had really right about the imperative sentence, how we change it, voice change. So okay, sometimes I used to know this, but somehow I have forgotten this. But now I can remember that your advice, right? This is very important. Thank you, sir, for that. And one thing I must add that Prasad sir,
Please tell me.
simple is very precious. Now world is suffering from complexity, right? Because every person is complex. So we are
Yeah.
suffering that for that. But I can say only that from core of my heart, you are so simple, so you are precious, right? Your presentation, your way of talking, your behavior is so simple that we can inculcate, that we can instill very easily. Thank you very much, sir, for that kind of virtue, right?
Gautam Pal sir, we have to treat others in the way in which we want to be treated by them.
Yes, definitely, sir. Okay, you are returning back to me. Okay, I got it. Okay, really, sir, it was great. Whatever the time I got to listen you, it was great, and my biggest doubt has got cleared. So, really grateful to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Gautam Prasad. Thanks for joining and for giving your insights and compliment to our great sir. Really, I also love personally very much his presentation. And thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Bharti Tiwari ma'am. I think she has joined first time in our meeting.
Yeah. Hello. First of all, good evening to all of you. This is Bharti Tiwari here from Chhattisgarh, and I'm teacher in a government school. Because I live in joint family and I hear so much disturbance.
Okay, please,
so
no. Please. We can understand. Sorry.
So that's why, because I'm joined too late here, so sorry for that. But I would like this type of session again and again, and I think in this way I can improve my skill. I can improving my skill very well, because right now I'm a learner, but I don't want to become a learner. I just want to become a good speaker. So that's why I want to join here. So thank you so much, because you add me in this.
Prasad sir, I think everybody should only one sentence of passive, right? Because it was a class of passive, no? The skill can be improved. Yes.
In some way or the other, we have to involve the others, sir. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Yes, sir, definitely.
we have to search for different ways.
Okay, Tiwari ma'am, really very happy to listen from you. And we conduct these kind of grammar sessions every Thursday. Actually, and we would conduct yesterday, but some reasons we postponed to today. And we conduct a weekly one session on every Thursday. This kind of grammar session with different topics. So definitely you may join and you can share your experience too. We are all learners. Don't say like that. We are all learners, and mostly in grammar sessions, all the Indian people only will join, because we are here to exchange our knowledge. Mostly we are all teachers here. Very happy to see you, ma'am, as a government faculty teacher in Chhattisgarh, and I think some member introduced you to the group, and immediately we send the link and you have joined. Thanks for your wonderful support and your words regarding our sessions. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, now.
Thank you, sir. I just want to say thanks to you, because thank you so much for your nice compliments.
Thank you.
So thanks once again.
You are most welcome, ma'am. I hope this companionship will continue even in further sessions, and please join whenever you find free time. Yes. Okay, ma'am. Now, thank you, ma'am. Now, Reshmi, ma'am, please take just 2 minutes, and we'd love to listen from you.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening to all of you.
Yeah, ma'am.
It was very nice session, and we have learned so many things. Sometimes we speak, we don't know it's a direct or indirect speak. So we have learned it, and it was very wonderful session. And Prashad sir, the way you was talking, like the people have not very good English, they also can understand. It was very nice communication, way of communication. It was very good, and your teaching is good. And the way you was talking, I can feel that you're a very nice person also.
Oh, I think nice compliment. Really, ma'am, really. And he has a unique style even in teaching, very calm, and I think his students are so lucky to have such a great and good teacher in the class. I think that the people are so fortunate. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Would you like to
And-
say anything? Yeah, please.
And he calling also, and when he was teaching, I remembering my school days, because we had some teaching like the Prashad sir.
Yeah, thank you.
That is your dignity, madam.
Okay. Okay, now I would like to invite, I think, Suprakash, you have raised your hand. Please.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Please. Please ask.
Sir, who will help you? Who will help us in the passive and active voice form? Sir, in passive voice, it will, by whom shall we be helped? You showed that, sir, screens on your screen.
Okay.
But
Okay.
why we don't change like this, sir? By whom will we helped? I have
See-
also doubt, sir. Why we are using will and shall? Please explain, sir, that one.
What is that? Please tell me again.
Sir,
Who will help you? Is it the question?
sir, who will help us, sir?
Who will help us?
Sir.
By whom?
Answer is, sir.
By whom?
Shall we be helped?
Be
sir?
be helped.
By whom shall we be helped?
Be helped. That is the right answer.
Yes, sir. But by whom will we be helped? It is right or wrong, sir?
You see, generally, I and we followed by shall, sir. All other subjects take will. After I and we generally use shall.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the reason. But will or shall, it doesn't make much difference. We use we shall, sir. They will. We shall, they will. I, we followed by shall. All other subjects will. Don't
Sir,
worry about that.
Sir, I asked this question from many others, but some are books also using this shall and will also same, sir.
Suprakash, nowadays, as Prasad sir.
Sir, basically I learned from someone.
Okay, you are in mute mode, Suresh. You are in mute mode.
Okay, you see.
So basically I learned from some teacher that when I show 100% that it will be done, that we use will with the I.
Yes,
And we are
that
not
is-
sure
that-
that it will be done in the future sentence. In the
You
future
see,
sentence, but we
sir,
are not sure. Then we will
1 minute.
use shall.
See,
Sir,
to
am I
in-
right, sir?
Yeah,
to
please.
indicate, sir, your point is right. To indicate simple future, we use shall after I and we. But I will, we can use. It shows determination, as you said. That is right answer.
Yes. Okay, I think there is no disparity,
Yes,
sir, nowadays, and all the majority of the grammarians, even the learned
Yeah.
people,
That is
they are
negligible,
using,
sir.
they are using, yeah, as you said, it's a negligible.
Negligible.
But according to grammar, as you mentioned just before, after
Yeah.
I and we have to
We.
use shall.
To indicate simple future.
Yeah, shall.
Yeah.
But nowadays
we-
they are using all the way will and shall. There is no certain rule, or they are not following. But even though there is rule, but people are not following. They are
Yes, sir,
using-
it is possible.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Now, Monica Singh, ma'am. Monica, ma'am.
Evening, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. I think you have just joined 5 minutes before. Very happy to see you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So please
okay,
don't
sir.
mind.
Okay. Yeah, sure. By taking final words from Shaji sir, we'll
Okay,
wind up
sir.
the session.
Sir.
Yeah, Shaji sir, you please. And give your final words and wind up the session, you only.
I the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Suresh sir for having a wonderful session here today. It has been wonderful, though it is a very well-known topic for all of us. He has made it very simple. So simple and tiny things make it more beautiful. Thank you, Prasad sir, and all the participants who have been here today. So, Shiv Prasad sir has been raising some certain questions. Of course, Shiv Prasad sir, you may just message your questions. We shall all answer because all we are people with a lot of experience and learning, just like you. So we share our ideas and knowledge such that we can help each other. Certainly, it doesn't dishearten you. I hope that because our time has been running out, and we request you certainly to post your problems or queries in the group such that everybody shall answer, because there are people who are learned roadites, scholars here. They can certainly help you, and they share their knowledge and experiences such that you can also be one of the days. And I have been observing you for a long time that you have been one of every session, Mr. Shiv Prasad, and that is really happy to have you be here and continue the same tempo. And we really welcome you to be here, and all other participants. Thank you very much for having been here today. And Prasad sir, my hearty congratulations to you to spend some time with us. And I know that you are very hurried to wind up. Thank you. You may go. And Gautam Pal sir, I happen to be seeing something which goes at low spirits, but I have tried to contact you, but unfortunately I couldn't talk with you. Of course, the coming hours I shall talk to you. Nothing to worry about that. Okay, things may go over at times. Nothing to worry about. Keep up your spirit. And all the participants, once again, thank you very much, and have a good night, you all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taji sir.
Thank you, everyone. We'll meet again on Sunday meeting with Kavita Ramchan. Yeah, already we forwarded Google Forms, and please enroll, free enrollment, and then only you'll get directly the link to your mail accounts. So thank you. And Gautam Pal sir, would you like to say anything?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to say
No, sir. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you, and good night, everyone. Thanks, everyone, and especially special thanks to Prasad sir. Yeah, thank you.
Good night, sir. Thank you, all of you. Good night.
Yeah, good night, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night.